Good morning. Well, we are in Holy Week, and we're taking each day this week to reflect on our word of the day from our devotional. And today's word for Tuesday is stranger. And it's based on Jesus' words from Matthew. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. You know, have you ever gone someplace for the first time and you felt like a stranger? Everyone knew each other, but you were new. Or perhaps you went someplace where you did know people, but they didn't pay any attention to you and you felt like you were on the outside looking in. It's a very lonely, uncomfortable way to feel, like a stranger. And Jesus taught that anytime we welcome a stranger, it is like welcoming him. You know, at my last church, I worked very closely with the deacons as the congregational care pastor, and we took this scripture to heart. We thought about the strangers who visit our church and that they should be treated as we would want to treat Jesus. So we started a ministry within our deacon ministry called A Deacon in the Midst. And 2 or 3 deacons would take us Sunday morning to be present during our coffee hours to look for people who might be standing alone or who might be new to the church. And the goal was to welcome them, to introduce them to someone who has been at the church for a while, and maybe answer any questions that they had. And so we rotated the schedule of being a deacon in the midst. And some people on the board of deacons, they were just wired for this kind of ministry. They have no problem talking to strangers. They're extroverts and they know how to connect with people. But other people on the board of deacons found it very difficult. It really took them out of their comfort zone. They found that they so naturally gravitated toward the people that they know that it was hard to resist that tendency and that to kind of come out of their comfort zone. And they struggled with how to make people feel welcome without forcing an interaction. You know, welcoming the stranger can be harder than we might think. And this is why Jesus challenges us. Now, back in Jesus' days, there were very distinct boundaries between different classes of people and different tribes, different ethnicities. So this was a very difficult challenge in Jesus' days. But even in our day, human nature drives us toward the things and people that are familiar to us. I think sometimes we can easily forget that we actually have more similarities to the stranger than we think. First and foremost, we are created in the same mold, God's image. So right there, every single person we encounter is like us because we're all created in the same image. You know, I really love how Trevor Hudson says in this devotional, not only are we encouraged to make strangers around us feel at home, but we are also reminded that Christ comes close to us when we do. There is indeed a divine quality about looking someone in the eye, acknowledging them, being warm toward them, listening to them. So Easter is coming up, and I imagine our worship services will be full of people that you and I haven't seen or met before. What would it be like if we selected at least one person on Easter Sunday, someone we could greet, make eye contact with, and make them feel welcome or seen? Not only will we be sharing the warmth of Christ with them, but we, as our author reminds us, will be experiencing the warmth of Christ reflected back to us. So maybe you could start even today and just practice one gesture of kindness towards someone you don't know. Have a great day.